And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches, Frontline Prediction League. In the Trenches, I am your co-host, Scott, and I am solo. I have no co-host. Jeremy is out for this evening. He will not be here, and I think this is the one, so I can just go ahead and just put that there. We go. So I am running this one solo, guys. Jeremy is out. He's unavailable tonight. I am exhausted from work, as I think I've mentioned multiple times before. Just recorded a promo, very tired. It's hot today. And I'm going to run down 3 shows for you solo. Let's do this. Let's dive in. Because we've talked about a lot of these before. We do have some matches to fill in. One picks page is available currently. By the time you see this, a second one will probably be as well. But let's dive in. We are starting with the Great American Bash. Now, let's talk about these real quick. Great American Bash is NXT on Sunday. Let me start that over. NXT on Saturday. So what that means is we are doing a deadline. I believe the show's 3 p.m. Yep, 3 p.m. with a 1-hour deadline pre-show. God, I have to start this over, but I'm not gonna, because you know what I mean. There's been posts in our Discord as well, but these are the funny ones. I'm keeping it all in. 3 p.m. Eastern with a 2 o'clock pre-show, meaning a 1 o'clock deadline. The picks page is up there right now. There it is. Put your picks in for that right now. You're good to go. This is a house show, so it doesn't matter towards your overall records, but there is, of course, the European and Grand Prix and tag title matches, Triad. Good Lord. They are on there as well, and there's storyline moments that happen also, so please check this stuff out. It is, of course, main evented by the European Grand Prix Championship. Atlas Kiyama defending against Broken Nerd. I got a funny feeling Nerd might take that and complete his ultimate Grand Slam because he has held every single other title in the FPL, including the Triad. Speaking of Triad, Health Code Violation, Monkey Bong, Mac and Cheese, and Lucifer are defending against the 3-way. That's me, the Canadian champion, Red, the world champion, and Bane the Bissa, who doesn't have any title yet. Red and I could become literally only the second, or the third and fourth double champs after, I believe, James Blake and GMSG. Or it could all go wrong. We could have a bad weekend because we're defending both of our golds also at the other show Saturday. But I'm confident on that one. But, I mean, if you're betting against Monkey Bong, you're crazy, so I don't blame you. But I'm picking 3-way as my dog barks in the background. But we're going to truck through. We got Gold Rush, John C.T. Martin, Luke Gray, and El Hijo del Caballo Dorado versus Chilltown, Relantando and Hiroshin Moses, and Jonathan Monroe. That is a boot camp hardcore match. What is a boot camp match? You'll find out when you read those results. Obviously, this being a triad match and being on house show for us at the FPL, odds are the winners will get a future title shot because, I mean, the winners probably will too. There's no real rankings. It'll just be like, this triad can do it. That's how the triad titles work. The European title has a little bit more involved in as far as like stakes and championship contenders, as a Mac won a contendership match, but the triads, you win that one, you pretty much got it. But let's keep going on. Excuse me, he didn't win it. He might. Aiden Mack is facing Matt Zion. Matt Zion's my pick. But the winner does get the championship match against the winner of the main event, Atlas and Broken Nerd. So I'm picking Matt. I don't pick against Matt, especially on these kind of shows, so there you go. Hunter Williams faces Sheriff Dog. I am leaning towards Hunter Williams on that one. Jackson Myrtle, I think he's got Mark Steele on that. Daniel Jordison, sorry, dude. I've been picking you all this time, but when push comes to shove, I think James Blake is going to take it. But your money bet is on the light. Daisy Knoll versus Kevin Dynamite. I'm picking the former world champ. Pushino versus X. I'm going with Pushino. And best of series. I can never say this one. I've never had that problem before. Like back in watching wrestling back in the old times with the different matches, I've never had a problem saying best of 5 series, match 2 or whatever. I don't know why, but I got it that time. Watson rules. Gaffer is 1-0 over Supreme Rock. I think Gaffer's going to take that. He's going to go 2-0 before he loses one. We have a non-title match. GMSG, the American Champion, versus CM Carlito. The Arbiter versus Mark Harper. And Team Legend of 3J Platinum, Jut and Rab versus Monster Mash, El Cid, Memories, and Wookie. Captain Cooley's Black Will versus JJ Rocky. Camp Applestone versus Payne. Eddie Chairshot Wood versus Eli. Boone Job versus Orstella. Beer Me Jesus versus Kurt Cult. Bastion versus Big Bad. What? Versus Detrick Cyrus versus Omega G, and RGX versus Papa Snooch. I'm not feeling with Big Bad. That's interesting. I do have matches to announce. Let me dive in. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. I have Nothing for this one. Actually, the matches I have are for Evolution and Slammiversary. So let's keep trucking through to All In. Boom. Here we go. Boom. It is All In time. That is not the right stuff. I've made our logo vanish. This is we're doing it live. Here we go. Boom. There it is. All In Texas. This is at the same goddamn time at 3 p.m. Eastern. However, they got a 2.5-hour pre-show, so the deadline's actually earlier at 12:30 Eastern. Again, the picks page will be up tonight, because I believe Collision is happening right now live as we speak, so those results will be out, and then the picks page will be available with where the final matches are. We are hoping that Big Boom AJ versus whomever from the Callis family is announced. If it is not, we don't include it. So we'll go with what's announced as of the time we do it. We know there's a show happening. We know there might be some taping, so it might not be immediate, but keep that in mind. The World Championship, though, is being defended. It is Redhead 12 defending against Monkey Bong, so this is a rematch kind of from the Triad title match. So that is happening, and Red could become a double champion, or Monkey Bong could become a double champion, or everybody keeps their titles. That's also a possibility, but that seems less likely to me. Like, circumstances have to happen for that to be a thing. As my dog is coming over to say hi. Hello. The exact same goddamn thing can happen with the FPL Canadian Championship as I face Rab to defend my title. Rab won the North American Clash. Historically, the North American Clash winner has always challenged for the Canadian, and they've never won, as far as I can recall. I may be mistaken on that one, but I think I got that from CT. Don't blame him. I may have misinterpreted that. That makes me worried, very worried, because Rab's had my number historically, so we'll see. But I am willing to bet on myself on that one. Again, I could become a double champ, or Rab could literally take away my gold and I could fail to get the other. I could still be triad champ here. Who knows? It's a lot of variables on that one. The American Championship is being defended. It's a Rodeo TLC match with GMSG versus Aiden Mack. Again, Aiden Mack could literally be the European contender by this point. He could be on his path to double gold as well, for all we know. So that's insane to think of, too. I don't bet against GMSG, though, so I'm picking him there. The Continental Tag Team Championship is being defended. It is in the tournament round 2, so the reaction versus two teams, the Light of the Cult and Monster Mash. I am thinking that Light of the Cult will upset this one and take the titles. I don't know if they'll go all the way, though, but I've been that upset team to do it. Honestly, if you want the upset, Monster Mash wins this and gets the titles. But I am picking Light of the Cult here. No offense, CT and Luke, but this is just rife for that kind of shocking moment that we'll talk about in the medal ceremony at the end of the year. And I think that could be with Light of the Cult finally getting that tag title win. The other side, though, is, as a fly is buzzing around me and my dog is here next to me, it's chaos here. We got the other side of the bracket. It is the Kings of the Ring, Bastion and Broken Nerd, versus the Round Table with Ralantendo and Captain Krulix Blackwell. I'm picking the Kings. No offense, guys, but I pick the Kings all the time, so there you go. We got a Call of the Mountains Open Challenge with the Call of the Mountains, Shrift Dog and Mark Harper versus whoever answers the Open Challenge. I don't bet against the Call much, so I'm picking them. Daisy Nola, Jonathan Monroe versus Gold Rush members Atlas Kalma and Will Colt. Returning after having Great American Bash off. I believe he's lending his singlet to Caballo Dorado. But Will Colt and Atlas, I'm kind of leaning towards them because I think Gold Rush, I want to see them kind of run roughshod a little bit. But that's against Daisy and Monroe, and I don't think it's going to happen. So that's a toss-up, but I'm going with Daisy on that. And Jonathan. Best of 5 series, match 3. I got it right. Iron Man match. Gaffer versus Supreme Rock. This one I got Supreme Rock. I think he's going to get that one and go 2-1 on that. Eddie Chairshot Wood versus Detrick Cyrus versus Payne. I'm leaning Eddie there, but Detrick. No, I got Detrick. Eli versus Hunter Williams. I'm thinking Eli's going to steal that one. James Blake versus Hiroshin Moses. Going with Blake. Diamond Syndicate. RGX Under Stella versus Hell's Kitchen, who may no longer be Triad champions. I think Hell's Kitchen's going to get that rebound on that. Camp Applestone versus X. I got Cam. Beer Me versus 3J. Beer Me. Arbiter versus Big Bad versus CM Calero versus Matt Zion. I don't bet against Matt Zion. Sorry, guys. It's all in. He's winning AEW. Jackson Myrtle versus Wookie. Jackson. Jetja versus Mark Steele. Mark. Boonjaw versus Omega G. I think Omega's going to get that one. JG Rocky versus Pushino. Kevin Dynamite versus Papa Snooch. Kevin. And then question marks. So, I don't have any matches to announce for that one. And we move on to Evolution. Evolution. Okay. Now, this one's the next night. So this one is on Sunday evening. It is 7 o'clock Eastern, as you can see there. There is a 2-hour pre-show we've been able to confirm. So that's 5. So a 4 o'clock deadline on Sunday, which is just insane. But at least it's on that afternoon, because remember, there's no show Saturday night for us. That's when Saturday's main event is, and we're not covering that. So we get to watch Goldberg versus Gunther with no hassle and just enjoy it for what it is. And I'm looking forward to it officially. But This one, though, the Women's World title, is looking like a fun card. It looks like a fun card. I'm looking forward to that. But this picks page won't be up until Sunday. Forgive me, until after SmackDown. The S word was in my head, and I saw Sunday. SmackDown is on Friday, and that is more than 24 hours prior to Sunday, which is what it used to be in the old days when we put the picks page up on Friday nights. So that picks page will be available then. Keep your eye out for that one. It is deadline of, like I said, 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Evolution will see the World Championship number contender match with Atlas Kiyama, Cam Popplestone, and Payne. Atlas could still be the Euro champ, and he could be going after a double belt situation. Cam looking to get his belt back, and Payne looking to get back in the world title picture since the beginning. He was there all along with the Rumble win. I think Cam's going to go for this one, but I want Atlas to take that. Dirty Dishes Deathmatch, Red versus me. I just recorded a promo, and I realized I put the wrong opponent for GMSG in that one, but whatever. Like I said, you can clearly see I'm a little out of it. This could be literally the most heavily championshiped match ever because one-on-one, because it will have Red, the world champion, and myself, the Canadian champion, and both of us triad champions. That could happen, and that's what we're obviously aiming for. Being a death match, Red's probably going to win that. So there you go. I don't do well in those ones as much, but she'll probably take that. We're obviously not going to talk picks on that one, but we'll see what goes there. FBU, Bear Me Jesus, Bash and a Broken Nerd versus the Roundtable, Hero Shin Moses, Captain Coolix, Blackwell, and Jackson Myrtle. I pick FBU for that. The best of 5 series match for, if needed, Lumberjack match. So yes, by this point, we could have literally a 3-0 situation, and we may not even have this. But if Supreme Rock does win one of these matches, it'll at least extend this to this one. This could be the final. But Gaffer Supreme Rock Lumberjack match, I think Supreme Rock wins this, and we're at 2-2 when we go to a match 5 final. But we'll see, Road Warrior Street Fight Hardcore match, GMSG, who could be American champion still, maybe not, versus Jonathan CT Martin. CT. Autobanus GT. GMSG. I'm picking CT on that one, as I have more little flies buzzing around. I'm picking CT on this one, though. There's something about this one. I'm picking him there. Mark Still versus Ralantando. I got Ralantando on that. Arbiter and Memories. Arbiter. 3G Platinum and Hunter Williams. Hunter. Bane the Business versus Will Colt. Bane. And then question marks, which I've got to announce, like I said. Daisy Knoll versus Jonathan Monroe after tagging. I think they're going to win that tag match, and then Daisy's going to win this one. JJ Rocky beats X, I think. El Cid versus RGX. I got RGX on that. And Detrick Cyrus versus Eli versus Papa Snooch. I got Detrick. Now, let's add matches to this because I have all of the matches that Beer Me was going to say and my own. I have Orstella versus Mac and Cheese. And I'm kind of leaning Mac and Cheese on that. James Blake versus Bushino. I got Blake. Kevin Dynamite versus Lucifer versus Omega G. Lucifer. And Big Bad versus Rab, who could be Canadian champion by this point. Rab. And I also have matches I was going to announce. These are for the kickoff. These are... so those were all kickoff matches, and so are these, so forgive me. I also have Monkey Bong versus Luke Gray. Monkey Bong could be world champion and still triad champion at this point. If Luke beats him, holy crap, that's a main show win. That's huge. I got Monkey Bong, though. Eddie Chairshot Wood versus Mark Harper. I'm leaning towards Eddie on that. Sherf Dog versus Matt Zion. Sorry, Sherf, I'm picking Matt. I always will. And Aiden Mack versus Boonjaw. Aiden could be the number 1 contender for the European. I'm picking him there. So that's what we have for that one. Keep an eye out for that picks page. But we're not done because I got Slammiversary. I didn't even put this graphic in yet, but it is going to be the weekend after on July 20th. That is a Sunday. Keep that in mind. So picks page will be up to Thursday after Impact. We do have a whole lot of question marks. Literally nothing has been announced yet, except we will know the European Grand Prix Championship will be happening versus whomever the champion is, the contender that we decide this weekend, plus the Global Triad Championships. Again, whoever the champions are versus probably Gold Rush, but we'll find out as we get closer there, whoever wins that one. Gold Rush or... I'm just going to scroll back and see if I can remember who it was. Gold Rush or... Showtown and Monroe. So probably those were the challengers, but again, we'll find out through the week as we go. But I will announce for you one single match right now. It is the JJ Rocky Open Challenge for his birthday. So the JJ Rocky Birthday Open Challenge, a bit of a tradition we have for birthday events. It is a fun thing. JJ Rocky versus, obviously, someone we don't know yet because it's an open challenge. So picking JJ on that one. He's going to win on his birthday. So there you go. And that's it. I'm done. I'm going to go edit this and upload it, and I'm going to put my promo up as well, and I'm going to collapse and still work a full day of work tomorrow, and then watch 4 however many shows this weekend, and also probably have gaming with friends, and try not to just collapse exhausted into nothingness, because I got a dog to... It's busy. We knew it would be busy. I don't think we realized quite how busy or how much it would hit. Again, the work stuff just kind of piled on top. But at least I can tell you guys, hey, look, 99% of this stuff is written. We're good. We know what we're doing. We're prepped and ready to go in advance. So it is hype. I am looking forward to it. It is looking like a lot of good cards. If you're not excited for Obafemi versus Yoshiki Inamura, I don't know what to say, because that match is going to be bonkers. Inamura's tag matches were great. So it looks like a fun-ass weekend of wrestling. I am hyped for it. I would throw it to Bearme normally for what he would say. He would say literally good luck to everyone. Everybody get your picks in, and I will reiterate that as well. Please, please, please get your picks in again. The Great American Bash page is there right now for you guys, and the rest will be there shortly. Like I said, all-ins will be there tonight, and then you'll see Evolutions on Friday, tomorrow night. So get them in there, guys. Let's have a lot of fun with it. This, again, is the Frontline Prediction League. I didn't even do the spiel at the beginning, I realized, but I just kept going through it because I knew I'd do it here. It is Frontline League on X, Frontline Prediction League right here on YouTube. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You can also find Top of the Card Pod on X and Top of the Card Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Both of those share the same Discord, which is watching in live event chat with Dynamite Collision, actually, right now live as we're learning more matches for the weekend, and et cetera, et cetera. So check all that stuff out. Character chat's there. I'll have a promo in there by the time you see this, probably too. It's all coming. It's all crazy. It's all fun, and we love it, and we enjoy it. So thank you again for dealing with the craziness of this weekend. And I know people in multiple leagues are going nuts trying to keep track of everything. So more power to you guys. I can't fathom it because my brain's mush, which is doing the 3 that we have. So run with it. Go crazy with it. Do all the fun stuff. And we will see you this weekend for it, and then Slammiversary next weekend, because it doesn't stop. It never stops. Yeah. So let's have fun. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.